Hello, everyone. My name is Pranita Shrestha, and I'm one of the team members of GDG Kathmandu. So today's session is the third talk for the Avyasta series. अनि अव्यस्तको बारेमा अलिकति भन्नुपर्दा चाहिँ हैन अव्यस्त is an experimental talk series where we are trying to bring different topics related to technology. अनि through this talk series we are trying to promote the culture of knowledge sharing and getting better together during this whole COVID pandemic. So alikati before we start, I'd like to basically आजको session चाहिँ getting started with natural language processing, and we have Shriya Dhakaji. I'll tell more about her a little. But before we start, I'd just like to tell a little more about GDG Kathmandu. So GDG stands for Google Developer Group, and it is an all-inclusive group of developers and tech enthusiasts in Kathmandu. It tries to create an environment where everyone can come together, support each other, and share knowledge. So हामी चाहिँ primarily अहिले चाहिँ primarily काठमाडौँमा based छौँ. So before this all COVID thing happened, पोखरा र काठमाडौँमा गरेर programs-हरु, in-person events-हरु organize भइरहेको थियो. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us on our socials in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we also have a website where you can create an account and get updates of all our past and upcoming events. So if you are interested in knowing more about our future events, then please do join our website and create an account. Okay. So getting back together, going back to our today's session, today we are being joined by Ms. Shriya Dhakal for getting started with natural language processing, NLP. NLP, I think most of you have heard about it. NLP is a subset of artificial intelligence, which is getting a lot of focus and a lot of hype these days. So our speaker will be discussing about how one can get started with NLP research and development in Nepal. Talking more about our speaker, Shriya is a PhD student in computer science at North Carolina State University. She is also the founder and advisor of Nepali Women in Computing. Her research interest lies in the areas of computational linguistics, natural language processing, and augmentation mining. She has also worked in the research and development of linguistic resources in Nepali. So if तपाईहरुलाई हाम्रो speaker questions about her experience or this presentation, then please write it in the chat box, and at the end of the session we'll go through we'll have a Q&A session where we will ask the question to the speaker. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Shriya to talk more about this glorious chaos called language. Okay, let me just end my spoon. Okay, Shriya, I'll hand it over to you. You can continue with your presentation.
Thank you, Pranita. Let me just share my screen real quick. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, you can see.
Okay, all right. So, hello everybody. I'm Shriya Singh Dhakal. I'll talk about a little about myself soon. Today we will be today I'll be discussing how one can get started with natural language processing, especially if you come from Nepal. This presentation is more of a personal experience and a personal journey than it is technical. Why it is important, why I'm gonna share my journey as a part of this presentation, I'll discuss a little later. So let's get started. So a little about me. I'm a PhD student in computer science at North Carolina State University. And my research primarily focuses on mining arguments from research papers. Especially, I am also the founder and one of the advisors for Nepali Women in Computing. Nepali Women in Computing is one of Anita B. Org's sisters communities, which aims to provide a global resource to support Nepali women technologists around the world. I'm also a facilitator at I'm Remarkable, which is Google's initiative to to help underrepresented women and other underrepresented groups to talk about their achievements and accomplishments in workspace and beyond. Ani last week matra mero internship sakiyo Apple ma, so I was a machine learning intern in City International at Apple this summer. And like prior to all of this, I was a core member at Nepali NLP group. This group is not there; it does not exist. Because all of the members of this group are now pursuing a PhD somewhere in the world. This group is not very active, but this as a part of this group, I did learn a great deal of things when it came to Nepali language processing, and at the same time, this is where my career as a NLP researcher kicked off. Yeah, and other than that, something that is not there in the slide, I am an engineer. Nepalma, I completed my engineering, Bachelor of Engineering in Information Technology from Nepal College of Information Technology, NCIT Balkumari Matsari College. All right. So what to expect from this presentation? This is going to be more of my personal journey than like a technical introduction to natural language processing. I think मेरो journey is important. जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई किन लाग्छ भने I started off in Nepal, and Nepalमा like not just NLP research but in general research ko scenario is still like evolving. There is very limited things that we can do here, and I believe that how I started my journey in NLP research and development is something that can help people like get started with their own. जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ, because when I मैले start गरेको time र अहिलेको scenario from what I understand has not changed much. अनि also like what are the resources that are there भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ म भन्छु, and how to leverage them to learn and grow in this field. I'll also let you know a little on that. So, all right, what is natural language processing? Like कसैले, like anybody wants to volunteer what natural language processing is? Anybody wants to volunteer? Like you can unmute yourself and just give it a try. Anybody? Like कसैलाई भन्नु छ भने you can definitely try, give it a try.
I can try if you want to. Like,
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Again. So for me, NLP is all about interaction between machine, like computers and humans that are in human language. Like it is about trying to make the machine understand the human language in simple format.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like एकदमै simple term मा भन्नु पर्दाखेरि it's trying to teach machines, like enabling machines to understand or process, interpret human language. अनि यो चाहिँ this is an applied field, applied field of science which combines computer science, computational linguistics, artificial intelligence to enable machines to interpret or manipulate natural or human language. मैले त्यहाँ understand भन्ने term चाहिँ why I did not put भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ we are still like very far from like enabling machines to actually understand natural or human language fully. त्यही भएर चाहिँ मैले त्यो शब्द चाहिँ I did not put it there, and because I work in NLP मेरो लागि शब्द चाहिँ matters a lot. Okay. All right, natural language processing भनेको के हो त? I just said यसको applications चाहिँ कहाँ छ भन्ने कुरा भयो. So यसको applications like very general, like देखिरहने एकदमै common applications हो. So document classification, like one of the examples, like very common examples, just the news classificationहरु हुन सक्छ हैन. Some can be political, some can be economics related हैन. So document classification, and then question answering, open domain question answering भनेर it's a really research field right now. And then spam filtering, like let's say you get an email, like just by reading the content of it, can you decide whether it's a spam or not? And speech recognition, like you know so many voice assistants are taking over the world. So just Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. So speech recognition, chatbots, I've seen quite a lot of use of chatbots different across different organizations. Like I've seen some for mental health applications. So chatbots are quite popular as well. And then translating from one language to another. So these are some of the common applications of natural language processing. And this is a statement. NLP is hard. Like anybody wants to volunteer, there's this picture on the slide, and then there's the statement NLP is hard. Anybody wants to volunteer as to why NLP is hard? Like based on, it can be anything. It does not have to be a right answer, but why do you think when I say NLP is hard, like anybody wants to volunteer?
Since you said like NLP भनेको interpret गर्ने अथवा manipulate गर्ने हो भनेर, हामीले बोल्दाखेरि नै हाम्रो कति like soundsहरु कस्तो sarcastic commentsहरु गरेर हुन्छ, कहिलेकाहीँ joke गरेर हुन्छ, everything from त्यो sounds to syntaxहरु त्यसलाई break down गरेर मसिनले interpret गर्न चाहिँ गाह्रो हुने भयो, layersहरु धेरै छ होला maybe, अनि त्यसले गर्दा it's probably hard.
Awesome. Yeah. So NLP is hard. If you really think about it, if you are trying to learn a new language, how easy or difficult it is. Okay. So when you're learning a new language, you have to learn its syntax, morphology, you have to learn different layers. Like it is difficult just for us humans. Machines are like not even that close yet. Like let's see the first example. Syntax and morphology ko hisabले पनि there's so many layers in a language ma. So if you see this example, आमाले मलाई बोलाइन्, मैले आमालाई बोलाएँ. Technically, both of these sentences have the same words. Like मलाई र मैलेलाई मैले अहिले एउटै शब्द मान्छु because यो different form मात्र हो, एउटै शब्दको different form मात्र हो. आमाले र आमालाई म अहिले एउटै शब्द मान्छु because it's just different inflectional form of the same noun आमा हैन. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ like if you really think about it, एउटै शब्दको पनि कतिवटा form हुन सक्दा रहेछ, morphological variant हुन सक्दा रहेछ, अनि एउटै sentence पनि हैन. If the words are in different position, different location, syntactically different छ भने चाहिँ meanings like त्यसले भन्न खोजेको कुरा नै change हुने रहेछ. So syntax is how you put words in order to communicate a message हैन. यसमा आमा र मलाईको ठाउँ फरक भएपछि पुरै सेन्टेन्सले भन्न खोजेको अर्थ बदलिन गयो. And at the same time morphology भनेको चाहिँ अब कसरी चाहिँ त्यो different forms morphological variants भन्छ. जस्तै आमा चाहिँ कर्ता भएपछि आमाको पछाडी ले लाग्यो हैन, अनि म कर्ता भए भने मेरो पछाडी अनि मबाट मैले भन्ने भयो. So it's like कर्ता कर्म यसको आधारमा nominal form, dative form, accusative form भन्छ इंग्लिशमा चाहिँ. सो डिफरेन्ट फर्म्सको आधारमा चाहिँ शब्द पनि चेन्ज, शब्दको निर्माण पनि फरक हुने रहेछ, अनि एट द सेम टाइम डिफरेन्ट लोकेसनमा शब्द, डिफरेन्ट पोजिसनमा, सेन्टेन्सको डिफरेन्ट पोजिसनमा शब्द भइसकेपछि त्यसले दिने अर्थमा पनि बदलाव आउने रहेछ. And it is comparatively easier for people to understand this, but very difficult for machines to understand this. And at the same time, अर्को भनेको semantics हुन सक्छ हैन. So like if you look at this sentence, रामलाई भेट्न ललितपुर गएको, उ त भक्तपुरमा रहेछ. सो यो सेन्टेन्समा त्यो उ भन्ने शब्द चाहिँ राम हो भन्ने कुरा हामीहरूलाई as humans it's easy for us to understand, किनभने हामीलाई यो भाषा आइसकेपछि हामीले उ भनेको चाहिँ राम हो भन्ने बुझ्नलाई सजिलो भयो, but it's not easy for a machine to understand that हैन. अनि त्यही हो like meaning, त्यो उको मिनिङ के हो, सेमान्टिक्स भनेको चाहिँ स्टडी अफ मिनिङ्स हैन. उको मिनिङ त हामीलाई इजिली अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड गर्न सजिलो भयो, बट इट्स नट द सेम फर द मसिन. अनि त्यसपछि प्राग्मेटिक्स, स्टडी अफ कन्टेक्चुअल इन्फर्मेसन. सो यो झर्यो, दुईटै शब्द झर्यो छ अनि यसको फर्म पनि एउटै नै छ, यसको भर्बल फर्म पनि एउटै नै छ होइन. झर्यो झर्यो एक्ज्याक्टली सेम शब्दहरू छन्. रुखबाट आँप झर्यो, ऊ मेरो नजरमा झर्यो. सो यो दुईटा डिफ्रेन्ट कन्टेक्स्टमा भइसकेपछि यो सेम शब्दको अर्थ पनि डिफ्रेन्ट मात्र नभए यसको त कन्नोटेसनै चेन्ज भयो. लाइक आँप झर्योमा कुनै एकदमै न्युट्रल सेन्टेन्स भयो, रुखबाट आँप झर्यो, तर ऊ मेरो नजरमा झर्यो भनेपछि यो झर्यो भन्ने शब्दको चाहिँ अर्थ नै नेगेटिभ लाग्ने भयो. So these are the aspects of language junle gardakhari chai it becomes really challenging for machine to actually process this language and understand it fully. And त्यही भएर चाहिँ like when I gave you a definition of natural language processing, I did not put up understand there किनभने we are still very far from understanding भनौं न. And NLP is hard, more so for Nepali. मैले एक दुईवटा examples, I gave a few examples, Nepali examples of sentence and languages, होइन. Like, does anybody want to volunteer why it is more difficult for Nepali भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ, why did I make this claim भन्ने कुरा. Does anybody wants to like volunteer?
Can I try?
Yeah, sure.
So इङ्ग्लिसमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि हामी सबैलाई यो भनिन्छ, नेपालीमा चाहिँ त तिमी र तपाईको छ. आई थिंक द्याट्स क्रिएट्स 3 डिफरेन्ट ब्रान्चेस सुरुमै, अनि आई थिंक द्याट माइट बी वन रिजन.
Yeah, definitely that is definitely like one of the reasons. नेपालीमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने नेपाली इज मोर्फोलोजिकल्ली एकदमै रिच ल्याङ्ग्वेज भनेर बुझ्न सकिन्छ. किन भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो लाइक हनरिफिक्स हुन्छ, जस्तै अघिको एक्जाम्पलमा जस्तै अघि लाइक हजुरले भने जस्तै त तिमी तपाईँ होइन, तपाईँ हजुर, अझ के अरे राजाहरूसँग कुरा गर्ने भाषा र शैली त झनै फरक छ होइन. आई बक्सियस अनि लाइक प्रोनाउन्स मात्र नभइकन भर्बल इन्फ्लेक्सन्सहरू पनि एकदमै धेरै नै हुन्छ नेपालीमा. एउटै भर्ब जस्तै खा भन्ने शब्द नै होइन, इट क्यान ह्याभ मोर देन 20 इन्फ्लेक्सनल फर्म्स इन नेपाली. जस्तै खान्छ, खान्छु, खानुहुन्छ, खाने छ. सो इट अनि एट द सेम टाइम लाइक देयर क्यान बी मल्टिपल लेयर्स अफ इन्फ्लेक्सन्स. जस्तै हुनसक्छ नेपालीमा जस्तै खानु भएको थियो खालको हुन्छ नि. सो देयर क्यान बी मल्टिपल, like it's not a very good example, but what I'm trying to say here is there can be multiple inflections going on in one particular word. अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it becomes really challenging to get to that root. अनि त्यसपछि there can be multiple words जुनको चाहिँ अर्थ एउटै हुन सक्छ. अनि because we have honorifics, we have gender, यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नेपाली becomes a morphologically rich language and it is really challenging NLP नेपालीमा गर्नलाई. अनि अर्को कारण चाहिँ, अर्को र एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट कारण चाहिँ is lack of resources. We don't have enough resources for Nepali language. अनि what I mean by resources is data corpus. हामीसँग like the open ठुलो corpus नेपाली भाषाको एकदमै कम छ. There are only few. अनि के छ चाहिँ I will talk about them in later slides. अनि linguistic tools जस्तै सिम्पल स्टेमिङ एल्गोरिदम, लेमटाइजर अनि यस्तो सिम्पल टुल्सहरू पनि नेपाली भाषाको लागि पाउन चाहिँ एकदमै गाह्रो छ. अनि एट द सेम टाइम लाइक दिस इज समथिङ यु माइट हेभ नोटिस इन नेपाली. लाइक वी टेक अहिले as we are moving on हुन्छ नि अहिलेको जेनेरेसन, वी टेकिङ अ लट अफ लोन वर्ड्स फ्रम इङ्ग्लिस. अनि इङ्ग्लिस मात्र नभए अरू भाषाहरूबाट पनि हामी कति धेरै लोन वर्ड्सहरू लिन्छौँ, जुन कारणले गर्दाखेरि द लेक्सिकन, द साइज अफ द लेक्सिकन, द डिक्सनरी इन नेपाली इज ओन्ली इन्क्रिजिङ. अनि एट द सेम टाइम इट गेट्स कन्फ्युजिङ पनि मल्टिपल भाषाहरू भइसकेपछि. अनि हामीले रोमनाइज फर्ममा पनि कति धेरै कम्युनिकेसनहरू गरिरहन्छौँ, शुद्ध नेपाली देवनागरीमा नै हामीले कम्युनिकेट गरेर हुन्छौँ भन्ने छैन. So now let's look into NLP for Nepali. एउटा background, like when it started and what has been done so far. Let's look into that. Anybody wants to take a guess in this? Like, when did NLP, Nepali भाषाको लागि चाहिँ natural language processing, when did it start? Anybody wants to take a guess? You can be wrong. It's okay. मलाई पनि थाहा थिएन. Anybody? Just make a wild guess.
Okay, I'll just try it. Maybe it's because हजुरहरूले चाहिँ maybe त्यो NLP को पिपलहरूले चाहिँ they tried to see online मा नेपाली language को लागि चाहिँ के भएको छ भनेर you tried to see, अनि त्यसपछि खासै केही नभएको देख्दाखेरि चाहिँ you guys thought of taking an initiation, so त्यही भएर पनि हुन सक्छ फर्म भएको.
No. Like, my question is, Nepali NLP चाहिँ like actual researchहरू चाहिँ कहिले चाहिँ start भयो जस्तो लाग्छ? कति लामो चाहिँ छ हाम्रो हिस्ट्री in terms of Nepali NLP जस्तो चाहिँ like छ जस्तो लाग्छ? Like, when did it start भनौँ न? Like, not Nepali NLP group and my initiative, but just natural language processing for Nepali in general. When did it start जस्तो लाग्छ?
So I'm going to give my 2 cents here. And so I think one of the few things that I started to hear about NLP was when सबैजना चाहिँ Google Translate ले चाहिँ डकुमेन्टहरु ट्रान्सलेट गर्ने भनेर भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ कति धेरै मिस्टेक्सहरु हुन थाल्यो भन्ने कुराहरु हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ ओके नेपाली ल्याङ्ग्वेज प्रोसेसिङहरु पनि गर्ने भन्ने कुराहरु चाहिँ आई थिंक त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ स्टार्ट भएको जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ.
Okay, I think it is like before that. We don't have एकदमै लामो history when it comes to like Nepali भाषाको language processing. But let's see, started in 2004. So definitely like the Google Translate को भन्दा चाहिँ अगाडि नै भएको जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई. I don't exactly remember Google Translate when this discussion started, but NLP for Nepali started back in 2004 with a project called Bhasa Sansar Project. It was a 3-year-long project, and it was led by Madan Puraskar Pustakalaya and Tribhuvan University. And they developed, as a part of this project, they developed something called Nepali National Corpus and UniTag. And Nepali National Corpus contains written, spoken, parallel, and speech corpora. So this corpus is very rich, and it is actually something that you guys can play with if you are interested in natural language processing for Nepali. It is available at Mother Puraskar Pustakalaya. You have to sign some of their, like, you just have to sign for this corpus, and this is something you could get and something you could play around with. And it's a really rich corpus. I'm also looking at a few things from this corpus now that I'm picking up Nepali NLP again. So this is a rich corpus, and I believe this is one of those corpus which is available for use for everybody, and at the same time for research purposes matra. And it's something that is very rich Nepali bhasa ko lagi chai. And then in 2006 they worked like on a project called Sambad. Sambad was a project, it was a research project. Its objective चाहिँ के थियो भने non-literate Nepali people-हरुलाई चाहिँ computer चाहिँ access गर्नलाई सजिलो होस् भनेर चाहिँ Sambad भन्ने project चाहिँ काम भएको थियो, अनि यो चाहिँ 1 वर्षसम्म चल्यो. And some more of background, and then they Nepali spell checker ma काम भएको थियो, अनि I think your Nepali Linux project को part थियो. I am not sure, but I believe that it was a part of Nepali Linux project. अनि त्यसपछि अर्को भनेको दो भाषे भन्ने चाहिँ 2005 to 2006 मा rule based English to Nepali translation. So this was a rule based system. यसमा काम भएको थियो. And 2012 to 2014 मा opinion mining. I believe this is a project that was initiated in Kathmandu University. And if you guys remember, I think this project was your project technology was used Ansel ko एउटा competition ma NEPSENT हो कि के भन्ने थियो, which won Ansel को business category ma Ansel को app challenge ma. So this underlying technology चाहिँ opinion mining थियो, which was done in Kathmandu University under the supervision of Dr. Balkrishna Bal. So that is there. अनि त्यसपछि अर्को भनेको Nepali sentiment analyzer. Similar to opinion mining, Nepali sentiment analyzer मा चाहिँ काम भएको थियो. अनि this is where I started. This is where I started. So मैले start गर्ने टाइममा there had been quite a few things that have already been done for Nepali language processing, but except for the Nepali National Corpus, none of these were available openly use को लागि. एकदमै limited access थियो यो resourcesहरूलाई. And when I started, it was very difficult. And I believe that a lot of you can relate to it if you have worked on Nepali language processing or anything closely related. It is very difficult to find these resources Nepali भाषाको लागि. And when it comes to language processing, there's not just corpus or data मात्र हैन, कति धेरै कुराहरु चाहिँ इन्फर्मेसनहरु चाहिँ भाषा स्पेसिफिक कुराहरु ग्रामेटिकल लेभलमा we have to understand, and त्यो बुझ्नको लागि चाहिँ it was very difficult. अनि so when I was starting, it was very difficult for me as well. We started with this project called Sentiment Analysis of Nepali Text. It's a college project थियो. अनि when we were working on this, we realized that Nepali language processing गर्नलाई पनि there are so many resources that we need which is not there, or at least not there openly, हैन. अनि त्यसपछि yeah, this is where I started. This animation came in late, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this is where I started. We also worked on Nepali tokenizer. Nepali भाषाको लागि tokenizer जस्तो एकदम simple tool पनि available थिएन. So Nepali tokenizer ले चाहिँ के गर्थ्यो भने नेपाली कुनै पनि डकुमेन्टलाई sentence level र word level मा चाहिँ chop off गर्थ्यो. And we did not have something as simple as that for Nepali पनि, हैन, or at least openly available, like I've been saying. And त्यसपछि we worked, me and my team also worked on something called Nepali stemming algorithm. And we actually worked on this in 2016 towards the end of our college. And later in 2017, we were reached out, we were asked by PostgreSQL to contribute this to open source, and that's why we rewrote this algorithm in Snowball, and it's a part of Snowball library and is also a part of PostgreSQL. So yeah, that is one of our open source contributions. And later, like 2016, we also worked on something called HMM based Nepali part of speech tagger. Well, the tagger is not open source because we worked on it for a company. So we could not make it open source, but at the same time, if you want to work on part of speech tagging or something, Nepali National Corpus at Madan Puraskar is where you can get the resources from. That is where that is where we took it from. And त्यसपछि we also, like I said, मेरो personal experience, Nepali भाषाको लागि चाहिँ I could not even study it properly because most of my sources, like most of my references were either like Hindi or English or some other languages in the world. They were working on natural language processing, and Nepali भाषाको चाहिँ एकदमै limited resources भएको भएर I had to, every time I had to work on something, I had to translate. Jस्तै नेपाली भाषाको stemming algorithm, for example, stemming algorithm लेख्ने बेलामा पनि I had to understand things like grammatical or morphological knowledge. I have to have that, like inflections, derivations, यो टर्म्सहरु चाहिँ मलाई थाहा पाउनु पर्ने थियो, तर नेपालीमा यसलाई के भन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ I had no clue. So inflections भनेको रूपायन रहेछ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ I had to really dig in, हुन्छ नि, एकदमै खोजेपछि मात्र I got to know inflections भनेको त रूपायन रहेछ नेपालीमा भन्ने भयो. अनि सफिक्सेस भनेको चाहिँ प्रत्यय रहेछ, उपसर्ग भनेको चाहिँ प्रिफिक्स रहेछ. यस्तो सानो कुराहरु जुन चाहिँ हुन्छ नि टर्म्सहरुको चाहिँ मलाई नेपालीमा के भन्छ थाहा नभएर, अनि मेरो ग्रामर बुक नेपालीमा छ मेरो, अनि बट देन मेरो रेफरेन्सेसहरु नेचुरल ल्याङ्ग्वेज प्रोसेसिङको लागि जुन पनि पेपर पढ्थे वर अल इन इंग्लिश. अनि अनि त्यो ग्याप ब्रिज गर्नलाई चाहिँ we started blogging अनि it was Nepali NLP group अनि यो चाहिँ 2018 सम्म चाहिँ थियो but we could not continue it given मैले भने थिएँ like all of our members went on to pursue a PhD and त्यो कारणले गर्दा अहिले चाहिँ यो छैन but I have all the blogs that I've written. If you want it, I can give it to you at a promise you won't publish it elsewhere. Because later on, it's a Nepali NLP group property, so we cannot really let other people like publish it. So that is something I can definitely do. अनि त्यसपछि मैले like थोरै त भने like मैले के गरे भनेर but how did I actually start? And I think this is something, how did I actually start? सुरुको phase चाहिँ something that is relatable to a lot of people here, especially if you go to an institution in Nepal, कुनै engineering college or IT college, if you go there, this is something I think you can relate to. At least मेरो केसमा चाहिँ these were very true. So advanced ML र natural language processing, there was no courses that were being offered in my school. Like how many of you can like just let me know quick, like real quick, do you have advanced ML or natural language processing, machine learning र NLP को कुनै advanced course छ college मा? Like someone who's studying in Nepal, just unmute yourself and let me know. I don't know if I was clear enough, so I can repeat the question again. So do you have any advanced ML or natural language processing courses in your college in Nepal? I just want to get a brief idea as to like, is the situation same Banera? Because from what I know, there are majority of college which still do not provide courses on advanced machine learning and natural language processing.
हाम्रोमा चाहिँ अहिले इलेक्टिभमा चाहिँ राखेको रहेछ natural language processing.
What college do you go to?
Same college, NCIT.
Okay. कहिलेदेखि हो यो?
कहिलेदेखि चाहिँ थाहा छैन, तर अहिले प्रेजेन्टमा चाहिँ यो NCIT को यो ब्रोजरमा चाहिँ लेखेको छ. हाम्रो अहिले इलेक्टिभसँग गएको छैन, तर मेन्सन चाहिँ गरेको रहेछ.
Okay, looks like things are changing. But when I started, there was no courses on natural language processing or advanced ML until when I finally, like when my team and I finally decided that we wanted to work in natural language processing, we did not have much to fall back or learn from. Until we had a really difficult time even understanding what natural language processing was. And especially presenting on हाम्रो project was very research oriented. So I was studying engineering in information technology, and all the projects that they expected us to do were more or less software projects. So it had to be something tangible. And research project was not really accepted as a college project. So when we wanted to do this project, we had to dress it up like a website, web engine, sentiment analysis results. So if we did not have that web engine, our research project would not have counted, they would not have counted it as a valid project. So presenting research as a college project was very new. अनि त्यसपछि like I said, college project बाट सुरु भएको थियो अनि यो सबै भइसकेपछि चाहिँ we saw how difficult it was for us, and we wanted to give back something to the community, especially the students who were like us. Until we tried to be as open about what we did. And Nepali stemming algorithm became a part of Snowball library. And Nepali part of speech tagger, we had a proper write-up on our blog as to what we did, what were the steps to get the data set, what all we did. To subway saying it was open out there. And if you need those posts, I can still make those available to you. Right? And yeah, so those were my experiences. I believe a lot of you have the similar shared story. And now let's look into recent developments. So recent developments, it is important to look into recent developments because then you will know where things are happening and you where to reach out to भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ को चाहिँ idea होस् भनेर I put this up. So Kathmandu University मा नेपाली OCR र text to speech for visually impaired भनेर यो प्रोजेक्टमा काम हुँदैछ and then at the Kathmandu University मा trilingual machine translation पनि हुँदैछ. Fuse machines मा speech recognition हुँदैछ. I don't know if it is still going on, but a couple of years ago यो चाहिँ भइ नै रहेको थियो अनि handwriting recognition Fuse machines मै भइरहेछ. I think they're collaborating with KU in some of these projects. So majorly मलाई थाहा भएको अनुसार चाहिँ Kathmandu University मा चाहिँ they actually work on natural language processing, especially under Dr. Balkrishna Pal. अनि Fuse machines मा पनि they are working on some of this technology. So these are the places you can reach out to. And if you want to talk to like if you want to work on some of these, or if you want to work like if you just need guidance and general guidance, I know a few linguists, I know a few professors at universities in Nepal who have an experience with Nepali language processing. But it has to be your call. I can connect you with this, but these are the places maybe you would want to follow up on this if you're really interested in natural language processing research. So yeah, also like while I say ekdamai kam resources cha, but leverage whatever is available to you, because I did exactly that. So engineering students, pay attention like in your engineering mathematics class. When I told people that I was giving a talk on getting started with natural language processing, a lot of you asked me whether maths is necessary or not. Math is definitely very useful. Linear algebra, calculus. So make sure you pay attention to your engineering mathematics class. Don't say that there is nothing that I can learn from school. Definitely, like Nepal colleges are they're like very limited resources, but leverage whatever you have. Pay attention to your maths class. There are limited electives to choose from, so make sure you do it wisely. Later on in life, these electives will really play an important role. At least give you a foundation as to foundation foundation knowledge. And at the same time, like now that COVID, we are all staying home, invest your time in learning skills. There are plenty of resources online to start learning, books, online courses, which I have linked in slides. I can also make this slide available. And at the same time, like where I started my journey with a very simple college project. So if you're really interested in natural language processing and want to work, let's start with very simple projects like sentiment analysis, chatbot, news classification, and there are tons of examples available online as to like resources. English नै सुरु गर्दा नै हुन्छ, नेपालीको लागि resources भेटिन भने. So these are some of the things. Start with a small project and then dig in further. So these are like some of the resources that I personally used. Introduction to NLP, it's a really good course. Stanford KO, and the second course NLP with deep learning one is Stanford course. So this is something I really like. I've actually gone through all of this. And third course I have not really gone through, but it's very new and it's by deeplearning.ai. I cannot tell you how good or bad the course is because I've not taken it, but this is something you might want to check out. Some of the books that I think will help you really get started with natural language processing. So yeah, that is pretty much about it. I hope you got to really like see where I started it and get a brief picture of how you could get started with natural language processing. And with that being said, thank you very much for being here today. And thank you, Women Techmakers Kathmandu and Google Developers Group Kathmandu for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, thank you very much. And let me just stop sharing my slide. All right. If you have any questions, you can just ask them now. I don't know if I was on time. Was I on time?
Yeah, you were like, thank you so much for like such an amazing presentation. Like I didn't know so त्यो हुन्छ नेपाली एनएलपी को बारेमा त्यति सारो कुरा पनि भएको सुनिँदैन हैन तर यसबाट हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ लाइक देयर इज स्टिल मच टु डु तर भइरहेछ जस्तो चाहिँ फिल भयो हैन So now we'll be taking questions. Like you can drop it in the chat box. So quickly type गरिराख्नु हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ I wanted to ask एउटा question related to like and आजकल AI मा हैन एकदम ethics को कुरा पनि आइराछ नि त like data ethics देखि लिएर ethical issue को हैन सो अनि एउटा चाहिँ मलाई के पढेको थियो भन्दा जुन त्यो माइक्रोसफ्ट को ट्विटर बट हुन्छ नि that यस्तो खालको डेटा सेट थियो रे हैन अब नर्म लाइक इट वाज अ रियल टाइम डेटा सेट हैन that the bot became racist, sexist and pro Hitler भनेर भनेको के so like it started generating racist, sexist and pro Hitler kind of comment हैन so अहिलेको जुन हाम्रो डेटा सेट छ हैन obviously हाम्रो वर्ल्डमा हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा बायसनेस त कति छ नि त यस्तो कुराको so our data set is bound to be biased भनौं न kind of so यस्तो सिनारियोमा हैन as a NLP researcher हैन like तपाईले यस्तो सिनारियोमा काम गर्नु भएको छ where you had to work around all these biasness or like it's too much of a vague or something that can't be answered right now kind of question
like मेरो केसमा चाहिँ I have not really worked the ethical issues related biasnessहरू चाहिँ I have not really come across definitely because NLP like I believe all this like in the example that you gave I believe त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै data driven technology थियो so it was not like rules हरु थिएन त्यसमा so it was data driven अनि data चाहिँ like whatever they collected tweets हरु चाहिँ maybe like त्यही उसमा biased थियो so यस्तो केसमा चाहिँ definitely like I have like put it clear like in the beginning of my presentation that we are far from natural language understanding partma we're like ekdamai tara chhau ke we're very far from achieving that so that has to be monitored the biasness it has to be checked I have personally like not really come across kinabhane mero domain चाहिँ exactly त्यो नभएको हुनाले I have not really come across something like that but I have definitely seen अब कुनै कुरा चाहिँ जस्तै अब I work in argumentation mining if there is a lot of claims मात्र मेरो data set मा annotated claims मात्र annotated छ भने eventually claim नै नभएको sentence लाई पनि they can put it as claim so त्यस्तो केसमा चाहिँ I add additional features जस्तै अब additional features के हुन सक्छ markers हुन सक्छ हैन एउटा so clearly कुनै कुरा clearly भन्ने शब्द हालेको छ भने that person is certain and is trying to claim something भन्ने कुराको information चाहिँ I might pass त्यस्तो markers हरु चाहिँ look out for these markers भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ मोडललाई त्यसरी चाहिँ ट्रेन गर्न मिल्यो हैन or त्यो markers हरुमा चाहिँ अलिकति बढी weightage हाल्दिन मिल्यो so these are a few things that I do but exactly the ethical मा चाहिँ what exactly people do भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ I cannot really talk much about that किनभने I have not worked in that part of NLP or AI भनौं न
Okay, thank you so much. So like अरु कसैलाई questions छ भने they are free to like put it in chat box or unmute गरेर सोध्दाखेरि पनि हुन्छ है
यो रिसर्चहरु चाहिँ नेपाल र अमेरिकामा कतिको डिफरेन्स हुन्छ भनेर अलिकति तपाईको एक्सपीरियन्स भन्दिनु न
yeah so like research चाहिँ एकदमै नेपालमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने नेपालमा there is open research भन्ने कल्चर चाहिँ छँदै छैन नै भनौं हैन like एकदमै लिमिटेड छ nothing really comes त्यो eventually like त्यो रिसर्च को डेटा माग्नलाई पनि गाह्रो हुन्छ when I was starting opinion mining or sentiment analysis भइसकेको थियो त्यसमा काम त भइसकेको थियो but I never got त्यो डेटा के I reached out to the respective people to ask for data तर I never got it के so त्यो openly available कति कुराहरु छैन अनि at the same time US मा चाहिँ US मा चाहिँ like maybe because there are more people working on it, अलिकति fast moving चाहिँ छ है नेपालको comparison मा अलिकति fast moving छ, resources को availability अलिकति बढी नै छ, yeah, so त्यो चाहिँ difference एकदमै धेरै छ. अनि त्यसपछि अहिले चाहिँ I'm a PhD student, so I'm in academia, अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ इन्डस्ट्री र एकाडेमियामा पनि एकदमै धेरै डिफरेन्सेस हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ आई गट टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड. जस्तै इन्डस्ट्री त एकदमै नै फास्ट मुभिङ छ, वी क्यानट इभन इमेजिन हाउ फास्ट इट इज भन्ने कुरा होइन. बट या नेपाल र युएसको इन जेनरलाइज गर्नुपर्दाखेरि चाहिँ युएस इज लाइक वे फास्टर देन नेपाल इन टर्म्स अफ रिसर्चको कुराहरू, रिसोर्सेसको अभाइबिलिटीको, लाइक रिसोर्सेस नट जस्ट इन टर्म्स अफ not just in terms of data or linguistic resources, technical resources मात्र नभइकन availability of people, क्या त्यो expertise भएको मान्छेहरूको availability पनि US मा चाहिँ एकदमै बढी नै छ नेपालको कम्प्यारिजनमा. Yeah, definitely. Any other questions? अरु कसैलाई केही सोध्नु छ?
एउटा चाहिँ होइन जस्तै नेपाली ल्याङ्ग्वेज बाहेक अब हाम्रो नेपालमा धेरैवटा एथनिक ल्याङ्ग्वेजेसहरू पनि छ नि त होइन. सो डु यु हेभ एनी आइडिया कि एनएलपी रिसर्च इन द्याट एथनिक ल्याङ्ग्वेजेसहरूमा चाहिँ कस्तो सिनेरियो छ भनेर?
आई नो लाइक तामाङ भाषामा चाहिँ अलिअलि काम हुँदैछ, बट अदर देन द्याट आई डोन्ट नो, लाइक एकदमै लिमिटेड छ, एकदमै कम नै छ. एन्ड जति पनि लाइक नेचुरल ल्याङ्ग्वेज प्रोसेसिङ भन्दा पनि लाइक लिङ्ग्विस्टिक्सको हिसाबले चाहिँ कतिको कम्प्लेक्स छ के छ भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ देयर आर अ लट अफ पेपर्स, तर त्यो लाइक ल्याङ्ग्वेज प्रोसेसिङको एन्डमा चाहिँ आई डोन्ट थिङ्क त्यो तामाङ भाषा बाहेक आई कम अक्रस एनिथिङ. इट कुड टोटली बी लाइक हुन्छ नि, आई एम अनअवेयर अफ इट, बट एज फार एज आई नो आई डोन्ट नो अफ एनी.
So
I don't know.
मनु आचार्यले हजुरले भन्नुहुन्छ.
Yes. I don't know if this question is confidential, तर एउटा एप्पलमा सिरीसँग काम गरिराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ अहिले एक्ज्याक्टली चाहिँ नेपाली भाषाको लागि के गरिँदैछ भनेर भन्न मिल्छ? लाइक वाट इज द टिम ब्रिङ्गिङ जस्तै?
So like when it comes to Apple, I can only talk about what my experiences, like what my experiences were. I cannot really talk about technology, what they're working on, even till, yeah, sorry, all of that is NDA. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe you could share about your experience, like Apple's experience.
Yeah, definitely. Apple was very fast. When I said academia or industry, दुईटा नै compare गर्ने हो भने पनि industry is way faster भनेको कारण चाहिँ it comes solely out of my experience with Apple हैन. Apple was very fast as compared to my early PhD को research. I was there for 11 weeks. अनि 11 weeks ma I was able to do so much more than what I did like हुन्छ नि college ma, like one whole semester ma. There were like really cool new technologies that I was playing with. And I got to learn a lot. And Apple's best thing was they were experts. Like if I wanted to learn something, I could just be like, I was an intern, so I had that flexibility to like, ping everybody. And I was like, hey, Ani, can you help me with this? I don't understand this topic. And then someone would just come out and help me understand, like walk me through everything like they know, which was really cool. That is something I've never experienced in my life before. I've never had anyone like walk me through one whole research paper like in a call, and that was really nice. There was someone who was not even my mentor or anything, but he would always help me. So then he would always be, I'd be like, hey, I don't know this, I do not understand this, and he would help me. And then I had two mentors who were amazing, like ekdamai ramro manche, at the same time very helpful. And at Apple, they knew how to get things done. So they were always working. They were very passionate about what they did. And this was the first time I met someone I met people, like not just one or two, but entire group of people who are passionate about language. क्या शब्दहरू चाहिँ शब्दहरू भनेपछि नै they would be so excited, and it was my first time seeing something like that. So it was really, really nice. And I got to learn a lot. My manager, my mentors, they were all amazing and made sure that I was learning. So they really cared. मेरो टिममा चाहिँ there were people who actually cared. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I got to really learn and grow. 11 weeks was like I learned so many things. मैले अघि भने जस्तै एउटा सेमेस्टर एउटा इयरले नभ्याउने कुराहरू चाहिँ 11 हप्तामा सिकेको थिएँ. So it was very fast. के सबै कुरा एकदमै छिटो छिटो भइरहेको थियो. So it was really nice. Yeah, and I'm sorry, Manvi, I cannot really answer your question.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think someone else had a question too, right? Okay.
अघि नै जसले सोध्न लाग्नु भयो त्यो उहाँले सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ if the person has any questions.
ए अघि मैले नै सोध्न खोजिरहेको थिएँ. मैले चाहिँ जस्तो हजुरको जिएचसीको एक्सपिरियन्स चाहिँ कस्तो भयो त्यो नि सेयर गर्न मिल्छ भने सेयर गरिदिनु.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I got my Apple internship from Grace Hopper, so definitely GSC was amazing for me. Hey? So this was my first ever Grace Hopper celebration on it. I went there. I was always asking this question. And people used to tell me that people actually get to talk to representatives from companies and they get offered their conference. It was really difficult for me to believe. Like, I came from Nepal. And नेपालमा त GSC को लेभलको केही पनि खासै हुँदा पनि हुँदैन, अनि प्लस getting to talk to people from industry, everything, यो सबै एकदमै नयाँ कन्सेप्ट थियो. अनि I just could not believe कि हुन्छ नि people actually get offers GSC को GSC मै. And I went there like यति धेरै doubts लिएर, but that actually happened to me. I was shocked. अनि GSC is not just about like companies offers and all of that. It is more than that. It is about feeling like you belong somewhere. After coming to the US, being the only Nepali, at least I was the only certain time I did not meet another Nepali until the end of my first year in my department. And I felt out of place, but GSC I actually felt like I belong. We were not from my community. Okay? There were women, and we had shared story as to how we feel like left out kati dherai scenarios. And there, I got to learn so much about all these women doing great things for their community. And what I realized was Nepal ko lagi there isn't a community like that. एउटा global resource नै छैन नेपाली महिलाहरुको लागि भनेर, नेपाली केटीहरुको लागि चाहिँ त्यस्तो छैन. अनि that is one of the reasons that I always felt out of place US मा चाहिँ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ I realized it. अनि त्यसपछि I met quite a few people GSC मा नेपालबाट नै. अनि it was really nice to finally get to talk to someone in Nepali like about tech, आफूले के गरिरहेको छु, उनीहरुले के गरिरहेको छ, त्यो सुन्नलाई पनि एकदमै रमाइलो भएको थियो. And then after GSC, I got this offer. Apple was one of the 5 offers that I got. So there were 4 others too. And then I got to meet the sisters communities, and I just realized that we could really do more Nepali ko lagi bhaner, and that's how actually Nepali women in computing pani GSC पछि GSC मा मैले पाएको experiences हरुको कारणले गर्दाखेरि नै I decided to start Nepali women in computing to at least support Nepali women around the globe. किनभने हामीहरु already we are very less in number, and if having this community will show that we are there. Okay? हामी थोरै भए पनि हामी छौं, अनि no one can erase us यो टेक्नोलोजीको फिल्डमा, अनि we have a representation भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ देखाउनलाई. अनि you have अनि नयाँ जो चाहिँ जसरी अब म युएस आउँदाखेरि I felt alone नि त, नयाँ कोही त्यस्तो हुँदैछ कुनै फिल्डमा स्टार्ट गर्दैछ भने चाहिँ you have a community to lean on भन्ने कुरा. अनि all of this started with GSC. So I'm really actually grateful to have attended that, and it's one of those experiences all women in technology actually that they have to go to GSC just to it changed my life, and I bet it will change everybody else's as well. Any other questions?
एउटा चाहिँ होइन जस्तै अब हामीहरूमध्ये कसैले नै होइन अब मल्टिनेसनल कम्पनीजहरूमा अप्लाई गर्नु पर्यो भने वाट्स द लाइक हायरिङ प्रोसेस लाइक कसरी प्रिपेयर गर्दा हुन्छ इन्टरभ्यूको लागि या अनलाइन एसेसमेन्टको लागि?
So what I see हुन्छ नि युएसमा चाहिँ मान्छेहरू दे स्वेयर बाई लिड कोड. मैले चाहिँ एकदमै लिमिटेड लिड कोड गरेको थिएँ, बट अल्सो बिकज मेरो फिल्ड चाहिँ वाज मसिन लर्निङ एन्ड एआई. बट इफ यु वान गो इन्टु सफ्टवेयर इन्जिनियरिङ डेफिनेटली practice a lot of lead code and apply online. I did not know it until like very recently. People actually like India but are interning with all these companies, not just Apple but Google, Amazon. People from India are like doing it remotely. People from China are doing it remotely. So Nepal ma चाहिँ कस्तो नि कति जनालाई त थाहा नै छैन. When I tell them कि हुन्छ नि मेरो इन्डियामा भएको साथी गुगलमा इन्टर्नसिप गरिरहेको छ भन्यो भने हैन, दे डोन्ट इभन बिलिभ इट क्या. अनि किन भन्दाखेरि दे आर लाइक रियली क्यान यु रियली डु द्याट. अनि नेपालमा चाहिँ आई थिङ्क वी आर ल्याकिङ बिहाइन्ड आवर लाइक हुन्छ नि हाम्रो नेबर्सहरू इन्डिया र चाइना भन्दा हामी पछाडि किन छौँ भने कति कुराहरू हामीलाई थाहा नै छैन पोसिबल छ भनेर हैन. सो first we need to tell people that it is possible. All these communities like women tech makers, Google developer groups, Nepali women in computing, girls in tech Nepal, women leaders in technology. So what we can do is we can all collaborate on something to like actually let people in Nepal know that these are absolutely possible, and people in India, in China are doing it. भनेपछि हाम्रो लागि पनि possible छ भन्ने कुरा फर्स्टमा त्यो थाहा हुनु पर्यो. अनि त्यसपछि नेभिगेट कसरी गर्ने भन्ने कुरा. अब सफ्टवेयर इन्जिनियरिङ रोलको लागि हो भने लिड कोड गर्नु पर्यो, एकदमै धेरै लिड कोडको क्वेसन्सहरू प्र्याक्टिस गर्नु पर्यो, डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स एन्ड एल्गोरिदम्समा प्रोफिसियन्ट हुनु पर्यो. अनि मसिन लर्निङ रिलेटेड कुरा हो भने लाइक यु निड टु नो पिपल इन दिस इन्डस्ट्री वर वर्किङ. लाइक कुनै कम्पनी अफ इन्ट्रेस्ट छ भने त्यसमा चाहिँ कस्तो लाइक you cannot really say what all technologies they use, but they can obviously say हुन्छ नि के चाहिँ पढ्दाखेरि ठिक हुन्छ, इन्टरभ्युजको लागि कसरी प्रिपेयर गर्दाखेरि हुन्छ. अनि दिस आई रियली बिलिभ लाइक यस्तो ग्लोबल कम्युनिटिजले चाहिँ क्यान एक्चुली हेल्प. अनि या सो प्रिपेयर चाहिँ त्यसरी गर्नु पर्यो. फर्स्टमा चाहिँ यु हेभ टु बिलिभ द्याट इट इज पोसिबल. त्यसपछि सफ्टवेयर इन्जिनियरिङ हो भने लिड कोड, मसिन लर्निङ हो भने मसिन लर्निङ फाउन्डेसन्सहरू पढ्नु पर्यो. अब एनएलपी हो भने एनएलपीको फाउन्डेसन्स. जस्तै मेरो पर्सनल एक्सपिरियन्स चाहिँ एप्पलको वाट आई क्यान से इज मेरो इन्टरभ्यू कस्तो थियो. वेन आई इन्टरभ्युड विथ देम आई जस्ट टोल्ड देम मैले नेपाली भाषामा के गरेको थिएँ क्या. आई वाज नट मैले मेरो टेक्निकल इन्टरभ्यू थिएन. आई डिड नट रियली प्र्याक्टिस एनिथिङ. मेरो चाहिँ आई honestly told them what I did for Nepali language. अनि त्यो भइसकेपछि चाहिँ they told me कि लाइक हुन्छ नि यस्तो यस्तो गरेको थिएँ मैले, यति लिमिटेड रिसोर्स हुँदाखेरि पनि मैले यस्तो गरेको थिएँ भनेपछि when they looked at my projects अनि त्यसपछि मेरो एक्सपिरियन्सेस जस्ट नेपाली भाषाको they were like you are a good fit for our company. हुन्छ नि. So make sure like when आफ्नो टार्गेट कम्पनी लाइक यो मल्टिनेसनल कम्पनीमा कुनको र के काम भन्ने अलिकति स्पेसलाइज त हुनु पर्यो. बट इफ यु आर स्टार्टिङ आई अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड द्याट इट इज भेरी डिफिकल्ट फर पिपल हु आर जस्ट स्टार्टिङ. अनि त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ what I say is experiment. Software, like if you are in tech, then software engineering roles-हरुको software engineering like software-मा experiment with it, or like machine learning, AI, data science-ma experiment things. And once you are sure what you're passionate about, reach out to people, like write resources, and then learn accordingly. Yeah, but it is totally possible. भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ त्यो विश्वासको साथ चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्नु पर्यो. Pranita, did that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you. Eva?
Yes, हाम्रो चाहिँ एउटा फेसबुकबाट चाहिँ एउटा क्वेसन आएको छ मिलन त्रिपाठीजीको हैन. उहाँले चाहिँ इज मास्टर्स डिग्री इनफ फर डुइङ रिसर्च अर यु हेभ टु गो फर पिएचडी भन्नुभएको छ हैन. अनि उहाँले चाहिँ ग्रेट टक नि भन्नुभएको छ है. सो क्वेसन सँगसँगै कम्प्लिमेन्ट पनि छ.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think like from what I know, like मेरो colleagues at Apple, not all of them were PhDs, and like a lot of them were just like undergrad गरेको bachelor's मात्र सकाएको पनि थियो. अनि when I asked like this is something I ask myself every day because PhD is a huge commitment, Nita. So when I was starting, I really asked myself, was it important? मेरो केसमा चाहिँ I was not sure if I wanted to be in academia or industry. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि I started with a PhD and now I'm starting to like it. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि I'll continue. But from what I've seen in the industry, from the people that I know, absolutely necessary भन्ने चाहिँ छैन. And you can definitely pursue research without a PhD पनि. तर त्यही हो, PhD ले चाहिँ usually के देखाउँछ भने PhD को मेन देखाउने क्या मान्छेहरूलाई, अरूलाई देखाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ तपाईको बारेमा के भन्छ भने you are patient, persevere गर्न सक्छ अनि त्यसपछि you can be committed to something भन्ने कुरा, त्यो कमिटमेन्टको लेभल चाहिँ देखाउँछ अनि you can get things done भन्ने कुराको पनि like एउटा brief idea चाहिँ दिन्छ हैन. But at the same time, that being said, research को लागि PhD नै चाहिन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ like मेरो personal view, like people can like it's open to challenge. You can disagree, but I honestly think PhD चाहिन्छ 100% चाहिन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ छैन. But if you want to be in research role, you need to do really solid, good research. And PhD ले चाहिँ मेरो लागि चाहिँ पर्सनली त्यो प्लेटफर्म चाहिँ दिइ नै रहेको हुन्छ, त्यो अपर्च्युनिटिज चाहिँ दिइ नै रहेको हुन्छ टु पर्स्यु अ रिसर्च पनि त्यसको लागि चाहिँ. Yeah. Anybody has any question?
Other questions छ कसैसँग? नत्र we are going to like wrap it up now. Any questions? I think अब छैन होला, so we will wrap it up. Thank you so much, Shriyaji. Like you took a time up there, उतातिर कति बजिरा होला है सायद. So like thank you so much. It was like very enlightening talk. अनि कति धेरै कुरा पनि सिक्न पाइयो from your experience from about Nepali NLP हैन. So before we finish it up हैन, we have this short feedback form. हामी link देखाइदिन्छौँ अनि chat box मा पनि राखिदिन्छौँ हैन. Please भर्दिनु होला. Like this feedback will help us to improve even more for our upcoming series. So please यो चाहिँ भर्दिनु होला. अनि thank you so much Shriyaji for taking out time and giving this presentation. अनि बाकी जो
No, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for giving me this platform. I'm really grateful to everyone who came today. And at the same time, Google's development group, Women Technical Kathmandu. Thank you very much for having me.
So if anyone wants to recap this video, भने हाम्रो GDG काठमाडौँको Facebook page मा we have this video as well. So त्यहाँ गएर slides हरु हेर्नु मन छ भने हेर्दा नि हुन्छ. Like if you want to recap the talk, then त्यसरी गर्दा नि हुन्छ. And thank you all for coming. अनि हाम्रो talk series मा आइदिनु भएकोले धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद. So now okay, हामी चाहिँ अब अहिले चाहिँ अब यो talk series finish गर्न लागिरहेका छौं. Thank you so much for coming. Bye bye.
Thank you everybody. Bye.